So in this video we are going to be marking supply and demand zone on gold using TradingView on our phone. So we find that supply and demand zone, these are the greatest zones that you can be taking your trades. First, let's look at demand zone. Demand zone, these are zones that we expect traders, those who are in sell positions, to be closing their sell positions, and people opening buy positions, because these zones are doomed to be cheap. And supply zones, these are zones where buyers close their buy positions and sellers open their sell positions, because these zones are doomed to be very expensive. Now let's look at marking supply and demand zones on our chart. How to mark supply and demand zone? We always look at either, we can say, the first candle or the last candle before an impulsive move. Let's look, for example, for this move right here. You see this move that moved up here. We are using the 1 hour time frame. Now before this move happened, we have this last candle here. This last candle will act as our demand zone. And you see, when price tapped back into this zone, price bought. Let's look for another zone that we are going to be marking on our charts. You see this impulsive move right here. Now before this impulsive move happened, this was the last candle. We mark this last candle here. And you can check, when price tapped into that zone, we had a little bit of a buy, but though it was not that aggressive buy, but you could have made some little amount of money from that move. We are only getting demand zones because at this particular point gold is in an uptrend, and that is why. But when gold gets into a downtrend, we shall be getting even the supply zones. We are looking for another zone here. This last candle before the impulsive move, the last candle before the impulsive move. We shall be marking this one because this point had some consolidations before the move happened. Now that one will be our candle that we are going to be marking. Maybe we can check on another pair, so that, let's check on GBP/USD, so that we can find supply zones, because gold is in an uptrend and it's not easy to find the supply zones there. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Here we are going to see this small candle before this impulsive move down. Then we are going to mark that candle. first we have this candle here, a small candle before that deep sell. You can find when price came back to that zone, we had a clear drop. That's how it's easy to mark the supply and demand zones, and this is the best strategy that you can be using to milk the market.